Hello my friends, this is Tanya and I'm going to invite you to draw with me in Procreate. And I'm going to draw simple Halloween illustration. I love Halloween aesthetic. This is Halloween. Pumpkin scream in the dead of night. But unfortunately, in my country, we do not celebrate Halloween so much as people do in Europe or America, for example. But I still love this holiday and I love all this atmosphere. So let's start to draw. So I'm starting to create the new canvas, A4 size. I don't want to create the big size canvas, so A4, it's okay. And I'm going to use only free Procreate native brushes, 6B pencil for sketching and details, Bonobo chalk for texture, and dry ink for color. So I'm not going to use any purchased brushes. I'm going to use only native Procreate brushes. So you are free to use any brushes that you like. So I'm starting with a rough sketch of elements that I want to see on my sticker sheet. So simple hand writing, Happy Halloween, the broom of witch, pumpkin, candies, and all this Halloween stuff. And the main thing is to enjoy the drawing, not to think too much, because you just need to have fun. So see how I draw the candies, just simple shapes. And also I want to have on my sticker sheet caramelized apple and the ghost. So I'm trying to, to draw the ghost, and maybe he says boo or something like this. Okay, nice. And of course some autumn elements as leaves, for example. So now my camera is out of battery, so I'm using my phone now, and I just added a few elements more. So I named my sketch layer sketch, and I create the new layer called color underneath the sketch layer. So I reduced the opacity of sketch layer. I took dry ink, and let's start to coloring our elements. So I start with the wrong layer. Okay, so I like this dry ink brush because it has the nice texture, and I do not worry about this the gaps, like the lack of color in texture. So I like it. So but you are free to use any brush you want. Maybe you want to use monoline. And this is little thing that I'm coloring right now is a candy corn, traditional sweets of Halloween. And I'm going to put all the colors on one layer. So I don't need to separate the colors on different layer, because we're just having fun. We just enjoying the process of drawing, and I want to keep it simple. But I will make the separate layer for texture and the separate layer for details, but in the end I will merge all the layers together. And about the colors that I'm going to use in my stickers, in my Halloween elements, I just want to use orange, yellow, and violet as the main colors of my illustration. And I pick my colors in advance, so I just create my color palette before I started to draw. And by the way, right now I do not worry about arranging my elements on the canvas, because I know that I have free space, so I will fill this space with more elements, but a little bit later. So there is no rules. You can color your elements and then rearrange it on the canvas, or you can just arrange the sketches first and then coloring. So just enjoy the process. I'm done with my coloring, and now we are going to add a little bit of dimension to our illustration. So I'm going to use a Bonobo chalk brush. It's very textured brush, and I will do the simple shading to our elements. And I'm going to work in one layer actually. I'm not going to separate my texture, shading and etc. I just alpha lock my layer. Now imagine that we have light source from one side will be lightest and one side will be darkest. So I took yellow and I made some texture from one side, and I took dark brown or maroon and I just made a texture from the other side of our pumpkin. So it's easy. And I forgot what colors should be on the candy corn, so let's check it out. Candy corn candy, I'm sorry, I always misspelled. Okay, yellow first, then orange, then white. So I took my Bonobo chalk brush, I took yellow, and I'm making like a gradient with the texture. See, it's easy, it's super easy. And then I'm going to pick white, not actually white, but a little bit of yellow, and I'm making this gradient like a real candy corn. Nice, isn't it? So I will do the rest of my elements with the same simple shading with this Bonobo chalk brush. The light texture from one side and the dark texture from the other side. But I will say again and again that you are free to use any your favorite brushes. You don't have to use the same brushes as I use. So for the broom, I decided to add some details with the dry ink brush. So as you see, I just changed my mind and I think that this is too much, and I picked the darkest color and then again the darkest color, and okay, now I like it. And please do not judge yourself for your drawing, just do what you really like. And for these elements, I didn't use reference because it's the simple objects and I just draw it by memory. But you are free to use the reference, and it's okay, just feel free to do what you really like. And for details, I'm going to use 6B pencil. And as we remember, I still work on one layer. I'm using only one layer for my work. And I've just realized that I haven't finished my shadings, but I started to do some details. And now I'm going to continue with the shading. It's weird, but it's okay if you are comfortable with the process. And again, for the details, I'm using 6B pencil, and I want to make this decorative stitching for my handwriting. And for the pumpkin, for the details, I'm also using 6B pencil, trying to find the right color. And see, I work on the whole canvas. I mean, not in the one element, but like doing some details here and then shadings here. It's okay, I think so. And sometimes for shading, I use also 6B pencil as on this suite. And probably I want to write on this suite. Oh no, I've just changed my mind. Okay, I'm just fixing some details and shading, and I will also fix this bow, and I will add this detail on my suite and some detail, some folds on my ghost. Okay, this is much better. Nice. So, well, I finished, I guess. Oh no. I will take my 6B pencil and I will make highlights on my elements. And I like this kind of highlights on the elements. Just a simple strokes. Okay, last touches. Then I'm going to rearrange my elements on the canvas, because I think I will have a lot of free space on my canvas. So let's rearrange our elements. I'm using selection tool, And we will see how much space has left. And let's speed up this process more. And now I can see that I have free space. And let's create a new layer and let's sketch something. Let's add more elements. So I took my 6B pencil for sketching and I will add some leaf here, candy corn, and the hat of wizard or the witch. I don't know how to say correctly what is this hat actually, I don't know. And some handwriting trick or treat. Okay, I think it will be nice. And let's start to coloring our elements with a dry ink brush. And the same process as you have seen. So I put the main colors, then I will took my Bonobo chalk brush and add some texture and simple shading, and then with the 6B pencil I will add some details. And where you can use your illustration, well, you can actually print it out as a real stickers, or you can make an Instagram stickers, or you can make buttons from these elements. And as you remember, we use A4 canvas size, so we won't be able to use for the big high resolution prints our elements. So in this case you need to create your canvas in much bigger size than A4. And the size of canvas depends on for what purpose are you going to use your illustration. And to fill some space on my canvas, I will add some sparkles with the 6B pencil, so like stars, but they are only for decorative purpose, like decorative elements. And I guess I'm going to finish my illustration now. Oh no, I forgot to put the highlights on the new elements. So let's take white 6B pencil and put the simple strokes as the highlights. Okay, now it's done. I hope you like it and I hope you enjoy the process. And if you love to watch the more videos like this, just subscribe to my channel and welcome to my art space. And thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.